Okay, hey everyone, it's Stick Magic here, and this is a bit of a different review. You can tell by the description and the thumbnail that this is a fursuit re-review and not an unboxing. Okay, so I'm going to be re-reviewing the suit I got from RS Kemono because there were a couple things that came up in the years that I owned it. This suit is a couple years old now. There were a couple issues that happened. Also, there were a couple changes that happened. This review is going to mostly be about the changes that I found, and I'm going to be re-reviewing it, but basically based on what suit I got and some of the things that I found out about it, I'm going to change my review to yes, to potentially no slash okay. Okay, so there are a couple issues with this suit. I think based on what I'm hearing, they've changed it, which is good. This is an older suit. It's kind of unfair for me to say absolutely no. But there are a couple of things that like I have reservations about, and it seems like they're fixing it, but there are a couple of things that I do want to mention. I still see it in their style, so just as a heads up. So here is the remnants of this suit. I don't have this as a full suit anymore. So this is the bodysuit. Okay. And I actually converted this into a plantigrade. It's no longer a digigrade. Okay, and this is one of the problems I have with the style. But there's just, I'll explain it in a bit. Basically, this is the suit as it is now. It's now a plantigrade. There's a couple pictures of me at meets wearing this suit, so I still wear it as a plantigrade. It's very comfortable still. The zip is still awesome. In the original review, I mentioned that it zips on the side. Awesome zipper, works really well. I changed the design of my Sona actually, so now these arm markings are no longer there. I actually commissioned another artist to, another maker to adjust them for me. Okay. This side marking is now changed. It's now a mooned. The maker who refurbished it for me had a lot of trouble with doing this because of the way that the digi was made. This digi was kind of weird, and me converting it into a planty wasn't easy either, so it looks a little lumpy in places. Okay, but that's it. Okay, I'm not going to talk about any of the repair work that was made. I'm just talking about the original suit. Okay, and then here's the tail, which I still have. It's a floor dragger. It's a bit of a twist at the end. Still super cute. Okay, very sturdy. Buckle stays on. Still good. Okay, tail's perfect. Hand paws. Probably my favorite part of the whole suit, back in the original review as well. Slide it on. Very nice. Okay. And finger escapes. Even though my Sona's changed, my Sona no longer has this type of color. Instead, it's only the fingers that are purple. Everything else is black. I still love these paws. I can't sell these. I just love them too much. Look at that. Okay. So that's that. So of the pieces that are gone, the head is gone completely. The feet are sold. So those pieces are gone. Other than that, that's what I have for the suit. Okay, so that's why there's no head. If you're wondering where'd the head go, that's actually why I'm making this review. So let's see, how should I start this review? First of all, I'm not going to talk about any of the changes that I made. That's irrelevant. I'm just talking about the suit. Let me talk about the positives first. That I still like about this suit and still were relevant from that last review. The bodysuit is good, the tail is great, and the paws are great. Okay, they're all great. So work is really good. I haven't gotten any rips from any of these parts or anything like that, and I've worn this a couple times already. No holes, nothing like that. Let's see. Communication with the maker was great. I haven't communicated with them with any of these changes that I wanted to do just because I ended up just finding local makers that could do it, and I did some of it myself. So that to me is, unfortunately, I can't review that. If like post getting the suit is contacting them easy. I can't speak about that one. Let's see. But during the commission, the communication was great. The time was great. All of that. Okay. Let's see. I guess we can go now a little bit into some of the cons that I've discovered. Okay. Over me wearing this suit, which unfortunately lowers the review a bit. Okay. This is kind of a minor thing, but I just want to mention that these cuffs right here are glued. Okay. So this one too, they aren't sewn. These are glued. And unfortunately it adds like this stiffness to it. So if you notice, it doesn't bend there, like here, or it doesn't bend well here. Like this doesn't bend. That's because this is because of the glue. I had to kind of force bend it. Okay. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. There are some makers who use glue, and this has stayed on. Remember how I said that there were no, I haven't had to do any repairs, like hole repairs? Yeah, the glue stayed on. Like it stayed on so well. I just don't like that it's rough. That's like my only thing. It doesn't feel soft. It's rough. Okay, and this is again comparing to something like my mono kit by Lily Moon, where that's all sewn on, so it's not rough like this. That's like my only complaint. Another thing is the zipper is also glued on. This isn't sewn on either. This is just straight up glued. Again, it's staying on. There's no holes. It's staying really firmly on. And I'm a little bit rougher with this bodysuit than I am with my other one, only because it's like black and it's easy to put on. So I can do a bit rougher with this one. And it's a planty now, so I can be rougher with this. But yes, it is glued. So I just want you all to know that. This isn't necessarily an issue. I just don't like that it's stiff. That's my only issue with it. But as far as it being glued, I'm not too scared about it coming off. It's not. It hasn't come off this whole time. Again, some people, this is a make or break. Again, I'm just making this review. You make your own opinions. You choose whether or not you want to commission certain makers. Okay. So just as a heads up, this is something, if you're very concerned about that, ask the maker that you're thinking of commissioning. Do you sew them on or do you glue them on? Okay. Just ask. Don't go like, giant Twitter fire, whatever, angry fist fight online or something. That's crazy. Everything else is sewn though. Like this is sewn. It's just the cuffs are glued. And I get it. Cuffs are hard. If you ever tried doing a cuff, good luck. It's tough. Okay. I personally like doing them, but for a lot of people, it's tough. Sewing machines are not easy. Another problem with the suit, and this is nothing to do now with the body and the everything. Well, actually, I'll mention the body. So the digi padding for this, very clever. Like it's still really clever. I still like the way they did it, where it's a separate pair of pants. The problem is, it's very heavy. So it really weighs down on the suit. I ended up getting suspenders. So if you own one of these suits or a really padded suit where it's separate like that, consider suspenders. They really, really help with these. Okay. Like they really help with the weight. So if you own one of these suits, and I don't know if they changed their style, that it's no longer pants anymore, but if you have it where it's pants, I recommend just get suspenders. Good investment too for other suits. I've used it for other suits as well. Okay. That's about it. I like the idea of it. It's really bulky, and I've seen other makers do them much slimmer. So it's just a matter of preference. If you like that thick thigh look, then you do you. It was really good. I still have the digi padding actually. I can't use it anymore, but it's very sturdy. It's lasted this whole time. It's fully sewn, all of that jazz. Okay. And it's relatively easy to use. Okay. So no complaints there. I just didn't like how thick it was. So that's why I changed it to a planty. Now let me get to the pretty much the reason why I made this re-review. It's the head. Okay. Now, from what I understand and what I heard from the grapevine, they changed the way they make the heads, which is great. Okay. Because the problem is, I actually sent my head to get refurbished. Okay. And if you want to see a picture of that head, I don't have a lot of pictures left. But you can watch the old video. It has it. I actually sent the head to get changed by another maker. Okay. And as they were disassembling, changing the head, because one of the things I wanted to change was the eyes. So when they cut the eyes out, they discovered a couple things. There was a clear film, a protective film that's on clear plastic sheets like that. And that's just there to protect it when it's shipping. They didn't remove that. So that actually reduced the vision. Okay. I actually didn't have too much problem with just the vision aspect of it. So I don't know if this was like a UV coating or something that they added, but yeah, that actually reduced the vision. Another thing, the plastic they used was very heavy and thick, which made it even harder to see. The whites of the eyes, actually, you couldn't see through them. And I understand kind of why they did that, but nowadays it's an older technique. It's not as popular anymore. It's better to use a mesh and a dome. The dome they used, those were still okay, but there was a lot of glue that they had to use to attach. It's a custom dome. Yeah, so I understand. But yeah, the eyes were really kind of heavy and they weren't the best type of eyes. Let's see. And then finally, I think the biggest thing that made me kind of go, ooh, I want to change this review now is the material of the head. So the head, as you saw before, it was foam. And normally heads are, there's a lot of different materials you can use for a head. But the foam that they used is actually construction foam, not expanding foam. Okay, there's a massive difference between the two. Construction foam is what you would use for insulating your house. The expanding foam, that's more for like packaging. It's a little bit different. Okay, they use the construction foam, which is why it was so heavy and kind of weird. And it also is crumbly. Okay, so if you have an older RS Kemono head and it was made with that construction foam, please be careful with that head and maybe consider either retiring it or something, or like get it fixed or changed. I think for these heads, it's too difficult to maybe swap out the foam. It's really hard. I would just say retire those heads because that construction foam has potential off gassing, especially when exposed to it might have problems because normally this type of foam, you're supposed to put it in your walls and then you seal it up using drywall and paint. So there's a couple layers going on versus in a fursuit head, it's right next to your face. And the only thing blocking you from it is a piece of minky, basically, which is what they use for lining, which in retrospect, minky is not the best for lining. It gets hot because there's not a lot of breathability. It's actually better to use a cotton. And again, there's a whole debate about that. You can go crazy about that on Twitter and whatever, but I'm not here to talk about that. Either ways, the construction foam meant that this head was no longer safe and salvageable. Okay, so that head is now gone. This is why it's gone, and this is why I'm doing this review. Is be careful if you have that head. Okay, I know there are some people out there that still have heads from that maker from that era. I believe now. So from what I heard, they now use not that foam. They use the irregular expanding foam, which is great. It looks like they're still making their own bases, which is cool. But yes, just be careful if it was that construction foam. Okay, this is why I no longer, for this suit, I would say a no because of that. I feel like that's too much of a safety risk. Also, it's just not a great material. In the end, that material will crumble. Okay, so again, this is just me kind of saying, this is my review. These are my opinions on it. You make your decisions. Okay, so yeah. In the end, unfortunately, I will have to lower the review. Now, I tried to contact Fursuit Review to remove or change the review that I have on there. I guess, I don't know if my email got lost or something. I'm going to have to try again. I think my email probably got lost or something, maybe stuck in spam or didn't get sent. I couldn't remove it. So instead, I'm just doing these two videos. I did put a note in the original video that I no longer say yes to this suit. I mean, yes to recommending this maker, which kind of sucks. At first, it seemed like everything was great, but it turns out once we dug deeper, especially into the head, that's what made me change my mind. Okay, and I actually found this out a couple months, like actually about late last year. I just didn't have an opportunity to do this video until now, and at first I felt like I didn't want to do it, but now that I think about it, I do, just because I just want to be transparent about that. Okay, so not all my reviews are going to be positive. Okay, if I find a negative and I made a mistake, I'm going to correct it. And in this case, this is me correcting it and me clarifying why I don't recommend this maker anymore. Just based on this suit, though. If they make the changes that I hope they did, if they improved everything, then fantastic. That's great. Now, this maker does have a couple of controversies. You can look it up on Twitter. Again, Twitter, crazy, whatever. This is only talking about the suit. If you want to go into that discourse, that's going to be for another space and another time, not on here. Okay, this is just for this suit specifically, that I don't recommend it just because, recommend them just because of the way that head was made. Okay, so again, that head is gone. This Sona got changed. A lot of stuff happened since then that made me change the Sona. That's why you see the bodysuit changes. This is why these paws might get, I don't know what I'm going to do with these paws now. I might sell them or retire them. These are great. Like, this is my favorite part of this whole suit, is this. I don't know. I like these paws so much. They're so cool. I might just keep them. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this suit right now. I will be getting a new suit by another maker, and I do have 2 new heads for my Sona, so it's fine in the end. In the end, I ended up choosing this, and maybe it was a good thing. I don't know. Transitional time, I guess, in my life. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling here, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I know that was different than my usual videos, and I hope that that shows that I just want to be transparent. Even if I cannot change the fursuit review, I have to try to see if I can change it. Because that it's kind of weird to just have it up there. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.